now that you've been introduced to this makeup, we're going to talk a little bit about application. I want to make sure that you have a few tips before getting started. When you apply your moisturizer beforehand, make sure you let it settle and dry before applying your cream makeup. You also want to be sure if you're somebody that uses a primer, which I will be honest, I've worn this makeup for 3 years and I've never used primer. But if you do, you want to make sure it's a water-based primer and not a silicone-based primer. You also have the option of using our setting spray. So Saint has a setting spray. You can take it, use it, and apply it to your skin beforehand. You can spray it on, or you can use a beauty blender. I'm going to show you the ease of application. So one thing to note is that you can apply your creams using your fingers. Some people, that is not their jam. So I would recommend grabbing a brush. This one is a smudge brush and it's perfect for application because the ends of it can allow you to apply your creams in a dot like you will see us apply with our fingers. And that's called the Cheetah Hack. These 3 colors are going to constitute and make up your 3D foundation. It is going to be your contour, your brightening shade, and your main shade. And I'm going to show you where each of those are going to be used. First, we're going to start with our contour. And it is this darker brown color. That color, like I said, is contour. We apply contour in areas where we typically have shadows on our face. And what it is doing is helping to create and leave the dimension that is already in your face. So our face is 3-dimensional, right? That's how we're created. And when we typically apply a liquid or a powder foundation, you're taking away all that dimension. Well, our contour is helping to leave that there and really help enhance those features of our face. One thing to note about the placement of contour is it will be in the backwards 3 shape or number. And then you can also apply along your nose and under your lip. Next, we're going to hop into this brightening shade. That one's going to be a little bit brighter than your skin tone shade, and that is because we are applying it in our T-zone. And if you're not familiar with that, it's basically the center of our face. It's going to brighten that area, and the areas that we brighten up are going to draw the eye's attention there. So the onlooker, whoever's looking at us, is going to attract their attention to the center of our face and honestly allow typically those areas that you love about your face, maybe your eyes or your nose or your lips, draw the eye to those areas. Next, we are hopping into our main shade, and that is our foundation shade. Basically, it is your skin tone shade. So it is going to be the one that matches your skin tone. This will also be one, if you're like me and you have the occasional bump or breakout, you'll want to put that like right over that area to help with coverage, and it'll help like camouflage it. So where we applied this one is what we say this bearded area, a semicircle, see there, I like to say a check, and you want to make sure you are just filling in the gaps, basically where you didn't put the contour or your brightening shade, you are filling that in. At this point, we have used our 3D foundation for a 1-layer makeup look. Each of these have coverage in them, so you don't have to apply your main shade all over and then add the other things to it. You can do that, but we want you to know that you're allowed and you are able with this cream makeup to apply it all in 1 layer and then blend. You could also go ahead and take your lip or cheek color and apply it here and blend it all at once. I'm going to show you how to blend your 3D makeup first. Today, I'm going to use this blush and bronzer brush to apply. I'm going to start with my lightest color and then work my way to the darkest color. That is how I prefer to do it. And when you apply, you are using minimal product. So as you blend, you're not picking up a ton of product. Now we are going to apply our lip and cheek. So these tints double as a lip and a cheek color, and they can also be used for eyeshadows. So I'm going to show you how I would apply with a finger. I'm going to take it and dot it on there. You can totally do this, like I said before you blend, but I wanted to show you with it after we blended it. So then you're going to take it and tap it in, blending it up, giving yourself just a little bit of that like flush look. Now you can also take and tap your brush into that color and then apply it that way. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more to this side and then take and tap it in and blend in that really nicely. Also, take your same finger, apply it to your lips. This one is a satin color, which is a little bit more of a matte. We have matte and we have gloss and semi-gloss. Okay, so we've got that. I'm actually going to also add a little bit of gloss on top of my lips. I prefer that. Tap into this color here that is a gloss and add it just right on top. At this point, we have only used our 3D foundation, these 3 tints, and a lip and cheek color, right? We mixed 2, so that's 5 tints that we've used. I'm also going to show you how to use bronzer. So I like to use bronzer all year round. I think during the summertime, it helps your face blend with your neck, especially if you're somebody that makes sure you use sunscreen on your face. Your face might be a little bit lighter than your like neck or chest, so it's going to help make that blend. And as we head into the winter time, I like to make sure that I still keep that sun-kissed glow. So I'm going to take my brush, tap it into that bronzer, and put it on the sides of my head or like the corners of my head. I'm gonna also take and dab it right above my cheek. So where I would typically get sun-kissed or get sun if I'm out in the sun. Some people may like to apply some on their nose. I personally really do this in like the shape of just like a C right here, just to warm up my face a bit. Now you can totally wait and apply your blush color after you do your bronzer if you would prefer that blush color that you put on your cheeks to be on top and to pop a little bit more. Another thing that is just a fun addition to add to your palette is an illuminator. So an illuminator is something you're going to highlight these areas of your face, give you that like shimmer, dewy look. These come in cream and powder. The cream is going to be more subtle. The powder is going to have more pigment. You can use those there along that highlighted point on your nose. You can even top them on your lip color for a little bit of a shimmer. You can use them as eyeshadows or even to highlight this point of your brow bone. If you're someone that likes a more matte finish or likes to set your makeup, you'll want to grab the Vanilla Dust setting powder. That one, this is the powder brush, and you can grab the 2 of those together and you can save some money. I'm going to show you what I would do is typically take it, make sure I like set that under my eyes, really kind of where we use that brightening color in our T-zone. So we're taking it and we are just applying right there in the center of our face. It's going to give you that more matte look and really lock in your makeup. We did our whole face of makeup with this one compact right here. I did want you to know that you can also take and use your contour to fill in your brows. If you like to fill in your brows, you can use it as a lip liner. You can use one of the eyeshadows. You can get one of those brown tone eyeshadows, use it for your brows. So many of our tints have multi-purposes, so make sure you ask your artist about that and ask her how you can use your tints multiple ways.